Ichimo Damo Taihatsu Zanmai is an anime about Tomoya Mochizuki. The story focuses on... Wait, what do you mean it's not April 1st anymore? Wait, I missed it? I had it all planned out. I was gonna get through this entire review without ever once mentioning what kind of anime this is. It was gonna be great. Alright, well, I guess that idea's not working out. What else? What else can I do? Oh no. On March 2nd, 2019, I finished my review of Yunadi no Machi Sakura no Kuni. Boy, that was depressing, I thought. Maybe I should just find something less bleak to review next. Should I find another weird thing like Kimi wa Madara? Nah, I barely avoided the channel takedown the last time. Should I give my Stool Days review another shot? Nah, I'll probably die if I have to watch another episode of that dumpster fire. Then I realized everything I've reviewed so far has ranged from maybe watch it to absolutely watch it. Well, besides bullet files, but you get what I mean. Sometimes you can't watch a good show. Sometimes you have to appreciate a good anime or manga by watching some trash first. I don't just mean mediocre, I mean garbage, like just complete and utter schlot. Because otherwise, what if your standards are too high? You can't base an opinion off of a bunch of darker than blats. Sometimes you gotta throw in a rainbow in there for good measure just to remind yourself, oh yeah, that's what garbage looks like. What I actually watched wasn't my first thought. Shatudan no Shana? Well, I did hate it, but it's been like half a decade, so maybe my tastes have changed. I don't really feel like watching it though. How about the Tsukihime anime? Nah, I like the VN too much to give its bad adaptation anytime. Then, I found it. Sitting there with a 4.20 on Mal. A short 3-episode OVA from the mid-90s created by JC Staff. Wait, JC Staff? I thought those guys did Corridor, Raildets, and Sakura, so those guys are great. I was naive. I didn't know what sort of abomination I was about to witness. I thought I was going in for a bad OVA, but what I was really in for was something so bad it came back around to being good, back to bad, and then all the way back to something so beyond quality that normal humans aren't capable of comprehending it. The Japanese equivalent of The Room by Tommy Wiseau. What I was in for was Garzey's wing.
Shiratori? This must be the place where Yamato Takeru no Mikoto came down from the sky. What the heck is this now?
Is he a Witcher? I'm really confused. What? I really don't like this.
It's from Gundam.
What's going on, Chris?
Is this the point you got up to? It's Third Impact. This is instrumentality, truly.
Show me the ancient Japanese man's spirit.
What?
Use the...
I'm so confused. What is happening?
I think it's an isekai. Been created by Yoshiyuki Tomino. Yeah, you heard me right. The man behind Gundam and Astro Boy. Music by Shiro Sadasu, best known for the rebuild of Evangelion and the Bleach soundtracks. Animated by JC Staff, the people behind classics like Toradora and Shokugeki no Soma. Some of the most legendary names in anime all come together to create this unholy, borderline terrorism abomination of the medium. This is bad. Like, bad. Really, really bad. Garzey's wing is the worst thing that I've ever experienced. In the anime medium, at least. It's a close second if we count some other things. I don't even know where to start. The impossible to follow plot, the nonsensical characters, the reused animation. This is borderline experimental. This is like one of those whack artistic films that make no sense but apparently has a deep meaning that I'm too dumb to get. This is like someone took a casual isekai and laced it with meth. I don't know if Trash has an expiration date, but this show is what happens when you go way, way, way past it. And if you're gonna watch it, then just please watch it in dub. That's the only way you'll garner any enjoyment out of this miserable pile. The only way I can describe this dub is if Tommy Wiseau tried to create a script that he had a minimum character limit for, so he tried to use longer words so that even if it doesn't make sense in context, it takes up more space. There is literally nothing I can say in complete certainty about this show because it makes so little sense. But I'll try. Bison Well Monogatari Garzey no Tsubasa, or Garzey's Wing, is about Chris Chiaki, and yes, that is his real name. On his way home, he gets dragged off by a bird to like another dimension, I guess. I think that's what it's meant to be. In the first episode, I thought this place was Byston Well, as they mentioned previously, but the other 2 episodes open saying that everything between heaven and hell is Byston Well, so I guess he was already kinda in Byston Well. So his soul that's dragged off in his body is like still him, and it's there. I guess the soul did split in half, but apparently he can talk to his other self like it's a different person. Yeah, let's go with that. So while his real flesh-bad self has to suffer through the terrible fate of meeting people he knows, his other self has to survive in a world with some tribes fighting over, well, because that's just what tribes do, I guess.
Whoa! Don't go this way! Have the foot soldiers take another road!
Whoa, don't
try,
go
it's
this
impossible.
way.
What?
Whoa, don't do it!
It will
just
sink
trip?
right for sure. Are our forces chasing those who escaped?
Did this Trump and die?
Because
Yeah.
with each other through these bells, it might lead to a way to get back through the bells. Can you find a way to get back from there?
It was all just a terrible dream.
Oh my god, I felt like I was having a dream.
Yeah, you ever just wake up and say, "Oh my god, I felt I was having a dream. Body is aching."
Bruised all over my body because I had to fight naked. Mom told me I had bruises all over my body. Is there any connection to this? There is a war going on. Even dinosaurs are here. And they use bows and arrows. We died together? Probably. No, it can't be true. I'm not joking. 12th and 13th. I must somehow make sense of our convoluted situations.
That's the most accurate
You
thing
and
in
me-
the show.
you-
Our world, and I
You
go
and
straight to my
yours, brother.
mom. Please do
What
so.
do you mean? You'll get chased by a real
But
army.
really,
This-
how do I deal with this?
This can't have been written by an English
Use
person.
the Jigen Ryu Kendo technique.
This is
What?
this is no contest the worst
What
I've
is
ever
this
seen. What's he doing?
tension? Hidden Mitsurugi style? Naughty? The dub version of this really is the only way to enjoy it. You sacrifice what tiny bit of sense it made to begin with, but in exchange you get some of the best style I'd ever written. In a desperate attempt to make any sense of what I had seen, I tried looking into Garzey's Wing, trying to find any semblance of an explanation of why or what it is. Pretty quickly I found out that it's actually a spin-off of another Tomino anime, Aura Battler Dunebine. Yeah, that's what I tried to say, but I'm just... I could retake that, but I don't. Does anyone really care? Don't worry though, not even watching Dunebine will make sense of this show, because it takes place in that world's distant past. Great. I love how in episode 2 this guy just streams exposition while the other guy's like, "Hey, are you okay? We can just talk at a normal volume, you know?" And they just touch like Rem and Ram over here and it's like, "Oh hey, are these just some kids they brought with?" And then they hit you with that voice and you realize your mistake. You let your guard down. You can't let your guard down watching Garzey's Wing because they'll be talking about normal stuff, then they hit you with the guard. Episode 2 is slightly, and I mean slightly, more comprehensible. We see Trish learning to live in this new world and not get killed while characters literally shout exposition at each other and forget to actually tell the viewer anything. I'm not going to say Tomino is the best at coming up with fictional terminology. I never took Space Nord or the whole souls weighed down by gravity phrase very seriously. But hearing the only way to beat the Garajuju is the falafel boaju tree and the money salami left for us. Wasn't even trying to make a joke when I started that sentence. I can't not fumble these terms. It's like trying to get someone to remember gibberish. Like here, listen to this. Drabble. That's not a word. I just made it up. But if I told you it's super important, are you gonna remember it? It's nothing. That's just nothing. Ishibara and Garajuju are no different. You need the fictional word to sound like a real one, or else you're not gonna remember it. Like Drankin and Dundum, they kinda yelled Minovsky particles at you for literally everything, but it's still easier to remember Minovsky. It sounds real. I also want to take a moment to appreciate the most nothing character in this show, Falan Fa. Fa being useless. Why does that sound familiar? Why do I feel so angry all of a sudden? Anyway, Fa is worthless. No reason to be in the plot, no reason to be following Chris. No personality, no motivation. The only thing I can think of for why she exists is to try to pander to the Moe crowd, but her design isn't even really that interesting. Just kinda looks like a bootleg version of Loom from Urusei Yatsura. And then, the most incredible moment of the OVA occurs. A mysterious man covered in robes kills a Hydra, and yes, that is what I'm gonna call it, so I refuse to say its real name. It's just a Hydra, stop trying to change its name. So they ask this mysterious medicine man to work with him, and they hear his voice.
Sataura, would you give us honor and come with us?
What's he gonna sound like?
We can't pay you until after we rebuild
Why don't you be
our
like
country.
David Hayter?
No, I can't do it on my own. Although I'm looking for an employer, I would rather watch the Matomi a success from the distance.
He flew in the sky, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did try to do that. Also, I can't believe this came out slightly before End of Evangelion. This isn't even really that terrible animation, but it looks like Dragon Ball or Ranma. Not something that came out the same year as Bebop and Serial Experiments Lane. Again, the animation itself isn't even really that bad, it's just the directing. Things are animated perfectly well, it's just the direction of the scenes causes it to make zero sense and look really disorienting. So I do kind of put this all on Tomino, as considering he did direct this abomination. And then we have the ending, or like, just the point where it ends. I'm not even going to write a script for this, the only way to describe it is my raw, unplanned reaction for it. Is that what? Why is there Japan in the sky?
Is that the Baraju tree?
Oh yeah, it is.
What, did you forget?
The wing! Why, it's Garzey's
Oh, he's got the wings again. It's so weird on the feet. Oh, it's just take off into this. Wait, what? Wait, wait, hold on, what? Wait, what? Justin Savatis from Anime News Network interviewed Tomino to ask him what's going on with his OVA and why it's a train wreck. Thank you, you absolute legend. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. Same, my guy, same. I don't want to talk about this either, but I didn't waste an hour and a half, did not get a video out of it. Apparently he learned nothing though, because later on he made another series in this universe, and it made pretty much the same mistakes. As for the incredible dub, it's apparently by Central Park Media. They handled a lot of obscure 90s anime back in the day, and only very rarely picking up any actual known and successful names like Revolutionary, Girly Ukena, and Drave of the Fireflies. They went bankrupt in 2009, and these days most of their worthwhile shows have been picked up by Sentai. But it hasn't made it any harder to find Garzey's Wayne, so sadly this attempt to remove it from the face of the earth has apparently failed. I mean, technically the license for this show is actually still available, but you know, nobody wants to touch this show with a 10-foot pole, but if you actually want to buy the license, I guess it's there. I mean, Central Park Media doesn't need it, they got it out years ago. At its best, it's unintentionally hilarious, and at its worst, it's legitimately exhausting to try and pay attention to. It took Matt and I several weeks to finish this, and I ended up finishing it alone actually, because just watching an episode felt so physically exhausting to focus on. Like at the end of the first episode, Matt's head was burning and I felt like it was gonna cough out my soul. We were also both sick at the time, but that's probably not related. In fact, actually, you know what? Here's a better idea. You know how you know if you should watch Garzey's Wayne? Let's look at it this way. 3 30-minute episodes, hour and a half, like I said. So let's look at what you could do instead of watching Garzey's Waynes. What are the alternatives? Let's look at what else you could do before I just completely go hollow. You could watch all of my favorite anime, Rurouni Kenshin Suio Touhen. You could read Timi wa Madara. You could watch Central Roll. You could watch The Room. You could watch The Room. You could watch all of the end of Evangelion. You could watch Perfect Blue. You could watch the only good parts of Old No Zero.
Hey, got him.
You could listen to Devil's Never Try like 18 times. You could watch paint dry. You could write and record a script for a manga review. You could do nothing. You could just straight up do nothing and it would still be better than watching Darcy's Win. So yeah, Darcy's Win is pretty good. You should watch it.
I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride.